When it comes to cash loans, our customers will tell you there's only one choice: Cash Money. It's home of the original 300 for 20, where you can get a $300 cash loan for just $20. And with Cash Money's express approval, if you need more than $300, you can get it in minutes. And if that's not enough, we've got a kangaroo as our mascot. Okay, 300 for 20 is probably enough. So for cash loans for people who really care, come to Cash Money, home of the original 300 for 20.
Cash Money, love my Cash Money.
The penultimate home game of the regular season and the second last meeting between these 401 rivals. Tonight, live from the WFCU Center on Knoxham TV, it's the London Lightning taking on the Windsor Express here in the Windsor Express's last home game of the regular season. Good afternoon, good Sunday, and good basketball to you all. Aaron Sanders, and with always, of course, JP, Justin Prince. And if there is any indication that this 401 rivalry has been quite different from in years past, JP, one of them is the Windsor Express. They have been gunning on all cylinders, most importantly in the last couple of months, and for the first time in a while, they have taken advantage of this season series too. But for the London Lightning, it's all about trying to get that first seed in the Central Division, which they are still having fits with because of the St. John's Edge. What should we expect from the London Lightning here this afternoon?
Well, what we should expect from the London Lightning this afternoon is a team that is definitely wanting to, of course, get a victory, because this is going to be, for them, their next 2 or 3 games against the Windsor Express. They want to make sure they come out on top against a tough team like that. And they've had, as you said, their fits throughout the entire season when it comes to stopping Windsor's three-point attack in some games. Then our games, it's just been a completely flipped script. So it has been a different thing to expect for each game, really. And of course, with Windsor on their hot streak, it's going to be a matchup that is going to be very interesting to watch here for today, especially to see how London responds and how London's able to use their depth on their bench and their three-point shooting ability to keep up on the score sheet tonight. Yeah, the Windsor Express have had a hot streak, and they basically have home court advantage. If you look at their last few performances, they have won 3 in a row, and they're winners of 7 of their last 9. They want to go in pursuit of winning 8 of their last 10. Once again, a hot streak for the Windsor Express. I mean, as indicated, a very close game against the KW Titans, and now their main motive is to take care of their 401 rivals, because once again, they're going to see each other again in about 48, 72 hours. With that in mind, how does conditioning come to a factor when it comes to these two squads? I think it definitely does come into a major factor where you're going to have some tired legs out there, and it's going to be that ever more and more challenging, of course, to play at your peak level. But take, for example, of course, the back with the KW Titans, where they came up on a huge victory with the Rebel Line. Sometimes it's that simple as it being black and white when it comes to stamina and how much energy you have. Sometimes, though, it's about the talent that's on the floor and the effort levels they have, even when having a bunch of games on their slate. So it should be somewhat of a factor, obviously, but it's not the main thing, obviously. Well, no question about it. Both of these teams are in full strength, if you will. As indicated this morning, Brian Kinkube has been activated and Martin Dixon Green has been deactivated for the London Lightning. So you're going to see a lot more firepower as far as the forwards are concerned for the London Lightning. What's going to be the game plan for them when it comes to the forecourt? When it comes to the London Lightning strategy today, I think it's going to be basically a big-time battle where you're going to see Logan Stutz probably against Royce White, where they're going to probably be trading baskets. We've seen that with Derek Hall and Logan Stutz trading baskets before. So it's going to be a bit of a challenge, obviously, for Windsor to handle them on defense. So expect London to really start trying charge into the paint, drive in, try and have a lot of good penetration buckets, and maybe have some pick and rolls. And if that inside is getting congested inside, expect them to pass outside to give guys like Kyle Johnson or guys like Garrett Williamson shots on the perimeter. So it's going to come down, of course, to how the defenses lay out and how much each team performs and how the effort levels are, because we've seen with a close game where it was a 9-point game for Windsor, for example. Then KW came and made it a close game. Bill Jones said himself, he felt that the team was walking in a park going la-di-da to the Windsor square. If you have that kind of effort level, you're going to have London obviously tear you up on the score sheet tonight.
Well, hopefully for the Windsor Express, they hope that isn't the case, because once again, they're fighting win after win to try to get in second place, but once again, that is easier said than done. For the London Lightning, they want to maintain their first place position in the Central Division, but we'll see how everything unfolds. We'll step away for a commercial, and then we'll go to the player introductions right after this here on Knockstrom TV.
When it comes to cash loans, our customers will tell you there's only one choice: Cash Money. It's home of the original 300 for 20, where you can get a $300 cash loan for just $20. And with Cash Money's express approval, if you need more than $300, you can get it in minutes. And if that's not enough, we've got a kangaroo as our mascot. Okay, 300 for 20 is probably enough. So for cash loans for people who really care, come to Cash Money, home of the original 300 for 20.
Cash money, love my cash money. Hey.
The London Lightning hope to retain first place in the Central Division, and the Windsor Express want to finish their home regular season off on a high note. It's game time. For the player introductions and the national anthem, we turn it over to the public address voice of the Windsor Express, Mark Knight.
And now let's introduce the starting lineup for the visiting London Lightning, presented by Tourism Windsor Essex, Peely Island. Their starting five include, wearing number 0, Bo Bolden. Number 1, Kyle Johnson. Number 9, Doug Herring Jr. Number 15, Garrett Williamson. And number 30, Royce White. The head coach of London is Keith Vassell. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the floor your Windsor Express dance squad. Today's national anthem will be performed by Paula McPherson. Joining Paula at center court carrying the Canadian flag is our very own Phil Alexander, who is our father of the game. The Windsor Express and Curtis J.K. Printing would like to acknowledge and show our appreciation to our dedicated fathers all season long by highlighting someone new each game. Thanks to Phil and Curtis J.K. Printing.
Well, once again, another rendition of our national anthem, tugging at the heartstrings here. Sunday afternoon, NBL Canada basketball action here, live from the WFCU Center in Windsor, Ontario. The penultimate battle of this 401 tilt between the London Lightning and the Windsor Express, as we welcome you back here on Knockstrom TV. We're going to have a doozy of a ball game right here. We're the only game in town as far as Central Division competition is concerned, and we see center court, we see Sidat coming down, the brand ambassador of the National Basketball League of Canada, and we'll go back down to center court.
And we can have a center from the London Lightning at center court for the ceremonial tip-off.
When it comes to heroes like that, they deserve recognition. That's why we paused for a quick moment. Aaron Sanders and Justin Prince on the call. The starting lineup for both teams consists as this. For the London Lightning, Garrett Williamson, Maurice Bolden, Royce White, with Kyle Johnson. And we're to see who else comes in for the Lightning. But in the meantime, the Windsor Express stick with their starting lineup. Shaq Keith, DeMontre Harris, Logan Stutz, Chad Frazier, and the Westby Award winner, Maurice Jones. It looks like Doug Herring Jr. will run out the starting five for the London Lightning. Gold versus red here. The final regular season home game here at the WFCU Center for the 2017-2018 NBL season. Glad you're tuning in with us. Windsor Express win possession. We're underway here. Starts out with Frazier right on over the Keith on the right side. Stutz driving, the handoff once again to Frazier. 8 on the shot clock, goes inside, misses the tip in, no good by Harris. Here comes the Lightning, they're on the move. Williamson cross courts right over to White. London Lightning currently in first place, but not a lot of breathing room for them to solidify that position. Here's White going one-on-one against Stutz. 6 on the shot clock, no good, no behind the look pass inside to Mo Bolden. Starts things off with an emphatic two-hand slam.
Nice play for Bolden for sure. Able to get enough separation away from the defense to just slam it down with authority to get the scoring underway for this one.
Just underway here at the WFCU Center. And there's Shaq going to work behind the back, boarded away, and White picks up the steal. Here comes the pass right over to Williamson, the hard worker for the Lightning. Herring right on over to Johnson, open three for his pleasure. Doesn't go for him. It will be express ball.
Yeah, just having a hand to deal with the contested shot there. Just threw off the rhythm for the shot motion. Of course, ended up missing the bucket.
Frazier driving right inside, one-on-one against Johnson, fakes around, back on over to Stutz, fires the three, he misses it, gets his own rebound. Pick up by Jones. Right in the heart of the Lightning defense, misses it off the board. And here's Johnson on the side, no good, rebound Frazier. Chad Frazier, one of the more confident players and shooters in the Windsor Express backcourt, as he goes one-on-one against Bolden. 2 minutes in the first quarter. DeMontre, high-low pass, taken away by Herring Jr. Here comes the Lightning with numbers. 4-on-3, Herring all by himself, but he needed Johnson to bail him out, and he can't.
And this is an absolutely sloppy one to start for sure. Lots of free buckets just being given away at this point.
Kyle Johnson's J, no good, and Keith picks up the DB.
Yeah, again, he kept the play live after missing an easy layup underneath the bucket. You have to make those kind of shots, just like how that was a decent shot attempt from Keith. Somebody has to make a shot when they're open at this point.
The shooting woes continue for the Express as Royce White powers himself all the way to the basket. It is 4-0 in favor of London. Both of these clubs are make sure they condition themselves because they're not going to be strangers, because they're going to go to Budweiser Gardens Wednesday night. We get a quick foul, and the first foul of the game. That'll go on Garrett Williamson.
Drawing the reach, but of course this is a time where you have to realize too, Windsor has the season series for now, but if they lose both of these games, it evens itself up for the end of the year. So that's something to work out, as well as London trying to make sure they get the Central Division top seed right now. They don't want to leave anything up to risk.
Stutz goes right inside, Bolden gets the foul. An opening in the London Lightning's defense prompted Stutz to follow his shot, and Mo Bolden will pick up the first foul of the afternoon.
Yeah, Windsor's one of the top free throw teams. In fact, the top free throw shooting team at 80%. Just keeps on ticking more and more up. Logan Stutz drains the first. This is a team you do not want to send to the line too often. That's for sure in a season, especially in this league.
Logan Stutz, well, he's at the line. He shoots 76% as he splits a pair of free throws, and it's 4-1 in favor of the Lightning. Less than 9 minutes to go in the first. No-look pass inside. Garrett Williamson on the high-low.
Yeah, nice, beautiful pass, taking advantage of the quick play before the defense all set up. Ends up getting the bucket down low once again.
4-1 zone by the Lightning. Keith works his way to the basket, blocked by White. It will be Lightning ball. So the Windsor Express continues to have their fits. They get those open looks down low, but they cannot capitalize on those situations. We go the other way. Williamson inside, tipped in is good. Royce White, me oh my. Takes advantage of it, and Bill Jones will take a timeout. Not a good start for the Windsor Express, but the London Lightning coming out full throttle like gangbusters. 8-1 is the score, 8:27 remaining here from Windsor, Ontario.
When it comes to cash loans, our customers will tell you there's only one choice: Cash Money. It's home of the original 300 for 20, where you can get a $300 cash loan for just $20. And with Cash Money's express approval, if you need more than $300, you can get it in minutes. And if that's not enough, we've got a kangaroo as our mascot. Okay, 300 for 20 is probably enough. So for cash loans for people who really care, come to Cash Money, home of the original 300 for 20.
Cash money, love my cash money.
lightning quick start for the London Lightning, no pun intended. They have a 7-point edge against the Windsor Express, who've only scored their only point at the free throw line, all thanks to Logan Stutz. But Windsor Express keep on falling asleep on the defensive end, especially in the transition game, JP.
Yeah, that's for sure, because that really helps set up that tap in for Royce White, where it's just the defense isn't getting back there, down there quick enough, leading to these buckets and the quick 8-0 run already for London, where they need to get themselves down the floor quicker, have a player at the very least, at least one or two, ready when that kind of shot goes up. So they got to find a way to stop the transition and fast. And then, if there's a miss, box out, because that's one of the other issues too, where they have had issues already allowing multiple offensive rebounds, the Windsor Express have, allowing London to get second, third, and fourth chances in this one so far.
We're seeing Royce White and Garrett Williamson doing wonders for the Gold and Black so far, so if you shut them down, then the Express will have a shot to swing the ball around and get those high-quality shots that they have been accustomed to in the last number of games. They have won 3 in a row, once again, winners of 7 of their last 9, and overall, the top team to beat since February. But the London Lightning, they want to maintain control of this season series, because who knows, if they meet in the playoffs one way or another, it might be a different story. Anyhow, the Express get the ball back, 8:25 remaining in the first quarter. Jones 1-on-1 against Herring Jr. Frazier with the ball, gets the pick from Stutz. Gets the step on Williamson, fires it, misses it. Rebound quickly by Bolden.
Yeah, just the contested shot. He is known for his craftiness, of course, and Frazier just did not get enough separation from anyone on the defense.
On the right side is Royce, cross courts over to Bolden. Here's Herring Jr. in Shaq's face, misses it. And on the board is Mojo. Jones with the crossover and the bucket. So their first field goal, and it took them almost 5 minutes to get it down.
Yeah, they need more of those buckets for sure. Got to wake up on the offensive end.
The spin move by Mo Bolden, and he's going to the line. You talk about posters, you talk about your groundbreaking moments. Well, there you go. Mo Bolden powers his way to the basket, and he's off to the line.
Yeah, right now the bench for the London side is already doing CPR already after that spectacular play. Windsor, I think, thought it was a travel, but my goodness, a ferocious slam. We've seen those in practice and warm-ups. That time, showing that authority in the game.
They finally did it after doing it in warm-ups, and they finally got it to go. They're up 10-3. Weiss back to Bolden. Bolden, the poster child. Whistle on the play. Man alive. Folks, we may be thinking the same way as you. We're just still befuddled at that. For a second there, I thought Bolden was just going to miss the coffee cup right there, JP, but...
Yeah, here's the thing, though. We've seen London throw down big-time slam after big-time slam in games. Last time when London was down here, too, Julian Boyd looked like Superman with one of those slam dunks. As that one's turned over by the Lightning. Here comes the Express.
Picked off by Frazier. He has the ball. Goes off the screen from Harris. High-low pass thwarted. Over to Loisel. Wraps around. Trapped. Into Harris. He gets picked off. Jones tights ropes the sideline. And here's Harris. Got it to go.
And Harris with a nice jump shot once again. He can make those when he isn't also trying to rip down the rim for that side, and that's way too strong of a steal attempt.
Absolutely. Garrett Williamson used his body balance to his advantage. DeMontre Harris with the foul. So that'll be the third team foul for the Express. But once again, it's just the elbow grease and the muscle power of the London Lightning that's been taking over this game with 6:40 remaining in the first quarter. Bolden gets double teamed, finds Royce. The pass to Anderson. He misses it. That's not a guy you really want to get the ball all the time because he gets the hot hand every chance he gets.
Yeah, he is one of those players that can become a microwave for this London Lightning squad, and then it's hard to stop him if you get him like that, so don't want to let him get into a rhythm, as this is going to be a foul.
There'll be a foul off the ball, so the Express will reset from the baseline. London 10, Windsor 5, 6:15 to go here. London with a quick start as Jones gets the ball down at the wing. Frazier with the ball. Off Harris's screen. Gets picked around, loses control. Herring Jr. saves the day for the Lightning. Cross court, Williamson the fake. Herring Jr. 1-on-1 against Frazier, the mismatch. The size up, the miss.
And there's Windsor improving those box out attempts, having 3 players ready for that miss.
Here's Frazier, up and in. Chad Frazier just bullying himself to the boards. And Chad Frazier will have a little words with Ryan Anderson. Once again, the nucleus has changed for the London Lightning. You rarely see them lose something like that, but at the same time, the Express knows better, and that goes double for Chad Frazier. It's too early in the game to do that.
Way too early to let your emotions get themselves down in the score sheet and down on the foul sheet. You already have Logan Stutz in foul trouble right now with 2 fouls, by the way. So you don't want to lose your best players in the early part of the first quarter.
So the Express will stick the small ball. The Lightning will stay with their set nucleus. Royce fakes left, goes right, gets the foul. That'll be Shaq Keith this time.
They draw the whistle on the spin attempt there, and now Royce White, one of the top players in the NBL this season, once again in his 2nd year in the league. Getting ready to go to the stripe to shoot 2.
Yeah, so Royce White off to the line like JP said. For the majority of the season, he wore that mask. But it hasn't affected his game because he had 30-point nights, 40-point nights, double-doubles too. As he knocks down those 2 free throws with ease, it is 12-7 here from the WFCU Center. Jones to Strong. Strong inside for the long 2, no good. Rebound. Before that, a foul. Shaq Keith goes on the ground. So will it be a foul on the Express or a foul on the Lightning? We're to find out.
Yeah, I'm curious about this call too, but again, yeah, Shaq Keith really trying to reach for that ball. They're going to give it to Ryan Anderson, in fact.
I'm just saying, if Shaq Keith, since Shaq Keith was in the air, you know, he's lucky that he didn't get called for the over-the-back foul, but nonetheless, the Express get the ball back.
Yeah, that's what I thought the original call might have been, but now Windsor gets a 2nd chance for this possession.
The spin move, the fake, the shot, no good. Keith, 2nd chance.
There's Shaquille Keith, known for his craftiness and being like a moving circus when it comes to setting up shots like that. Able to find separation as Boyd misses the 3.
The Express are on an 8-4 run right now since the previous timeout. Coming up about 4 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Barrett goes to work, fights through the double team. And Loisel, 3, spins right out. Royce all by himself, the Euro. Right behind him was Loisel, and a quick whistle.
Yeah, I think that's going to send him to the line to shoot 2. In fact, it will. He's seen Loisel, trying to go for the swat. They give the foul to Shaquille Keith. But just too much pressure, I think, down there, and ended up having a couple of players colliding while trying to stop that shot attempt. Royce White will have a chance to add another 2 points to London's total.
Well, you know, the major onus for pretty much the other 9 teams in this league is to shut down Royce White, because if he doesn't have a good game, then the Lightning has no choice but to branch out and go right on for the more confident shooters. But Royce White, he's just making a monster of the game right here. He misses the 2nd free throw, and the Lightning maintain possession. White gets the ball again. Kevin Loisel right on his hip. Sizes down, falls away, gets it to go. So Royce White is becoming a major thorn in the side for the Windsor Express, as they are now stuck 6. Keith guarded by Boyd, cross courts to Strong. He fires a 3, he misses it. And here comes the Lightning again. And that pass is ill-advised. It was supposed to be for Herring Jr. He wanted that pass, but it will not fall for his favor.
Yeah, you had a 3-on-1. I'm not sure how you don't complete that pass with how wide open it is. I think it was just expecting to be a step further back maybe, or a little step slower, I should say. Ends up turning it over in what should have been an easy 2 points to make this a 17-9 game, instead still 15-9.
Meanwhile, Chad Frazier returns to the Express on the court. Strong outside, no good. 3-point woes continue for the Express, and the Lightning continue to capitalize on that. Anderson working the room on Frazier, misses it. And tight roping the sidelines is Loisel. He gives the ball to Strong. And another steal, this time picked off by Anderson. That could have been out of bounds, but nonetheless, putting it right in is Kirk Williams Jr.
Again, another miscommunication trying to get it to your teammates, and I don't know what to say about that. That should have been a textbook pass just past the half court. Instead, easy 2 points now for London right on back.
Grayson in the face of Boyd, can't get it to fall. So the Windsor Express looking quite different from how they have performed in the last number of games. Under 3 minutes now. Capers the Boyd. This time Herring Jr. will go at it with Strong. 6 on the shot clock, gets double teamed. Right on over to Williams Jr. Open shot, he gets it to go. So the ball rotation becoming a major issue for the Windsor Express. Cannot pick up defensively, and now they find themselves in an 11-point hole.
Yeah, this is becoming a big-time hole to try and overcome. Just 9 points in almost 10 minutes. I don't know what else to really say. Finally, they get the double digits, though, with a layup.
Kevin Loisel taking care of business. It's 20-11. 2:10 to go in the first. Outside, Capers, no. Gets his own rebound and traveling called. So open break for the Windsor Express, but they really need to take advantage right now.
Yeah, they need to take advantage right now because they're just shooting themselves into a hole. A lot of shots off the front rim, a lot of silly turnovers. Just, again, stroll in the park kind of mentality. You gotta wake up right now if you're a player on the floor right now for the Express. You gotta score.
Loisel probably heard us, but he misses the opportunity. Williams Jr. hits it off of Barrett, but it's gonna go the other way because he stepped out of bounds before all of that.
Yeah, nice hustle for the rebound, but I think for Windsor to try and get some opportunities, they got to get some better ball rotation and try and maybe set a couple more screens at least, because they've had a lot of contested shots. This is going to be a tough one, for example, to get through.
Loisel working at it, and the foul.
Boy, proves me wrong right there, able to get enough on the spin to draw the contact and the end one. A nice crafty play from him for what was a much-needed spark for the Express from Kevin Loisel.
Absolutely. So Kevin Loisel in the last little while has been sparking up a stir for the Windsor Express as he completes the three-point play. And we're going to have a timeout on the floor here, and that will be the case. So 20-14, Windsor Express pulling back, but once again, it was the early surging start for the London Lightning that's been able to give them the 6-point lead. Kevin Loisel takes care of business into the paint and at the free throw line. Three-point play gives this game a 20-14 advantage for the London Lightning. And once again, if it wasn't for Kevin Loisel's ability to penetrate the Lightning's defense inside, the Express would still be at single digits, JP.
Yeah, that is for sure. You've seen that with the N1 as well as with the error points being 5 consecutive points scored. So they need somebody to step up like that. Kevin Loisel, of course, one of those kind of players who can do that off the bench and fills that kind of role that Windsor wants to have. He scored double-digit points 3 times this season. All 3 of those games were victories, albeit 2 of those were against the KW Titans and the other against the Niagara River Lions, just so you have that comparison. So he can keep this team into the game off the bench on the offensive and defensive side with his big-time hustle on that defensive side.
The Express have a couple of bench players that really lights up like gangbusters at the given situation. It's just a matter of time to see how they perform. Boyd slams it, but it will be an offensive foul.
A nice strong charge, using up the body and setting up for the pick to be able to draw that charge. Now, it could be a good, pretty decent run for the Express here if they keep this run, these amount of points going after that charge.
2-possession game for London as we approach 1:20 here in the first quarter. Strong to race it. That's one of the bench players you really want to keep your hands on as he finds his way to go to the basket, down to 5 on the shot clock. Loisel falls away. He misses it. And right on the rebound is Capers. Here's Anderson from the parking lot, misses it. Barrett with the rebound. Sefton Barrett, once again, another one of those guys that come off the bench. Through the carnage and everything, Grayson tried to go through, but it will stay Windsor ball.
Yeah, again, more and more hustle being seen, and you've seen it on the last offensive set where they wanted it to go to Loisel. That might be where their top option is right now, and they can see who the hot hand is. Maybe get Omar Strawn for a possible perimeter shot.
Right on the button, misses it from the top. Rebound by Boyd. London Lightning been taking over the whole first quarter. The ice cream scoop is missed by Kirk Williams Jr. and it'll stay London ball, and Bill Jones is irate.
Yeah, originally I thought I was confused about the shot attempt in terms of how he was trying to go for the layup. I mean, it looked like he hopped up in the air, tried to lay it up, and didn't really get it off properly. But still, you got to play with the cards how they may lay.
Ashton Smith into the game. Williams Jr., the J, no good. Rebound by Rayson. Here they come down the floor. Frazier gets the fake on Smith and the spin. The double team applies afterwards. 19 seconds on the clock. And a foul, and the WFCU center faithful a little bit pessimistic considering the performance here. 4-second difference, shot clock, game clock. Shot clock 14, game clock 18.8.
Yeah, well, that's going to become irrelevant after these free throws, obviously. So Maurice Jones comes back in. Chad Frazier has a chance to cut this to 4 points here, and they definitely need him to cut this down to 4 points for sure.
He lit up Friday night, no question about it. If it wasn't for him, if it wasn't for the bench and the backcourt of the Windsor Express, they would have gone away with a 118-117 victory of the KW Titans. Shot clock is dead now, 15 seconds on the game clock, as you see on your screen. Capers looks up at the Jumbotron. They're running out of time here. They lead by 4. Anderson with the spin move, gets thwarted, misses the shot, and it will be Lightning ball with 2 2/10 remaining in the opening quarter.
Yeah, Maurice Jones tried to keep it in down that baseline, but just couldn't keep a palm on it. Now, watch this to be set up as Ashton Smith's going to have the inbound for Anderson, maybe for Capers.
The inbounds pass to Anderson, makes a wish, misses it off the top, and that's the story for the first quarter. The London Lightning strike first. They drew first blood, and they're pulverizing the Windsor Express defense as they are up 4. 20-16 is the score. We're coming back for the second quarter right after this message of special interest.
When it comes to cash loans, our customers will tell you there's only one choice: Cash Money. It's home of the original 300 for 20, where you can get a $300 cash loan for just $20. And with Cash Money's express approval, if you need more than $300, you can get it in minutes. And if that's not enough, we've got a kangaroo as our mascot. Okay, 300 for 20 is probably enough. So for cash loans for people who really care, come to Cash Money, home of the original 300 for 20.
Cash money, love my cash money.
London 20, Windsor 16 as we are about to start the second quarter here. Windsor Express, they're above 500 when it comes to their home record. They don't want to drop to 11-9 before the season ends. But JP, the London Lightning had a motive, and that was to destroy the defense of the Windsor Express, no doubt about it.
Yeah, they definitely did destroy it, that's for sure, in terms of how they did in terms of penetration, how they were able to use the fast break opportunities to get down the floor before the rest of the team was even down there on the transition. Just a lot of capitalization from the London Lightning for sure to break through this Windsor defense. For the Express, it's been a good effort for them to bring this back from what was just 9 points scored in about 9.5 minutes. But they got to do a whole lot more right now in terms of trying to get more open shots and try and maybe have a bit more penetration and bring yourself to the line, because that's one of the main things that work for the Express team, as that one's missed.
We're underway here in the second quarter. The Windsor Express get the ball back, racing the J.
And a beautiful transition jump shot after the contested shot from Boyd. Good shot selection and a smart play to see that was open for the jump shot.
Now a one-possession game as Smith goes to the basket and defies any chances for the Windsor Express.
Yeah, he just ran around the defense, really, where you had two players inside, just went around one of them, easily floated it over the other. Simple 2 points.
Racing with the ball, 2-on-2. That's Smith on Racing. 2 passes in. Barrett fakes the 3. Trying to cut, he goes on the right side, fires it, he's got it.
Yeah, beautiful size up there. But again, this could be where the scoring starts to pick up.
Boyd, high-low, boarded away, Express ball.
They just couldn't keep the play down there, but when I mean the scoring can start picking up, a lot of times London likes to establish the tempo, being very a bit more quicker paced. We might start seeing that from them to try and separate themselves out, as this is going to go to the line for Kevin Loisel.
Good defensive coverage by Boyd, but that's going to pin him with a foul. And Royce White will come into his place. He's in foul trouble now. 3 fouls of the afternoon for him. First team foul of the quarter for the Express. So the Windsor Express on a run.
Yeah, they are on a run, and it is a good run for them, obviously. They were starting to get themselves into a stray of points before the end of the first quarter. They're keeping up that set momentum they kept up. Got to keep it going there. They got to start penetrating more and more, because this is where, for much of the season, they have gotten a lot of their points, where this team is 4th in made free throws per game and attempts per game in 7. So 20 and 25 respectively. Get that same amount of totals to keep up with a team that can make you score. Score so many points, I should say, like London.
1-point game. It'll stay that way. The Express keep on trying to fight through. Kyle Johnson through the traffic. Kirk Williams Jr. gets shaken up there, and he'll go back to the gameplay. Shot clock winding down, and that'll be a violation.
It just didn't take awareness of the clock. I think he was hoping he can get a quick release, but just didn't time it out right. That was about a full half-second short after the release, regardless, for Ashton Smith. You can see Keith Vassell telling him, you gotta notice that shot clock when it's right in front of you with only one defender in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Even in shots that even go on that, so the clock just continued to tick away. Jones in trouble all over the Barrett. Barrett drives, gets a step on Smith, misses the shot, however. Here's Smith down the lane. Proceeds to go over to Johnson. Misses it, the tip in, no good by Williams Jr. Loose ball on the ground, it will go to Windsor.
Yeah, there with London, once again, we see their transition play where Windsor just sets up, expects them to go for a slower pace, then wide open for the perimeter shot. and then you think, okay, they missed the shot. They're going to miss the shot potentially. You let them get the offensive tap in once again because you're focusing on where the shot was go. You got to wake up on the defensive side, or else you're going to allow those transition plays for just about 50% of the times down the floor.
Rayson misses this shot, however. Quick foul, Dion Williamson. Braylon Rayson got the step and got the good look for the shot, but that wouldn't fall for him.
Yeah, just didn't fall for him. In fact, he went all the way for a tumble all the way to the half-court line. Logan Stutz, meanwhile, is going to come on in. It's going to be a bit of affected play style, obviously, since he already has the 2 fouls. You don't want to lose one of your best scorers and former MVP to a 3rd foul very early in the 2nd quarter and put him in foul trouble for the rest of the way.
Stutz has 2 fouls. Julian Boyd's on the bench with 3. Those are the 2 in foul trouble for the present time. Jones all by himself, spins in and out like a fast food restaurant. 22-21's the score here in Windsor. As Smith looks for White, he got him from the key, no good. And here comes Jones all by himself, but he got Frazier to bail him out. And gets bailed out with the foul too. So a 2-on-3 situation, which was a disadvantage for the Express, but Maurice Jones with this vision, finding Chad Frazier.
Yeah, finding Chad Frazier. Maurice Jones, of course, known for his great passing vision. One of the best passers, I should say, of course, in the NBLC. One of the best steal attempt players, of course, in the NBLC. So there's a reason that, of course, the former Rookie of the Year is having an even stronger season. Not just on the scoring, but on the way he's distributing the ball. 3rd in assists, by the way, in total assists for the NBLC this year.
Yeah, meanwhile, on the other end of that assist, Chad Frazier, who is 75% from the free throw line and is good as gold, knocks down both of them, and the Windsor Express gets their first lead of the afternoon.
Yeah, it took a while, but now you got to make sure you keep it held where it's at, or keep the lead, I should say. Here's the problem. You got the paint wide open. This is going to set up for a possible offensive board.
And Kyle Johnson knocks down the 3, and that thwarts any plans for the Windsor Express to capitalize defensively. The Lightning back up 2 until Frazier misses the shot. So the London Lightning, once again, they're trying to get a vice grip on this game before they go up against the Express again down at Budweiser Gardens Wednesday night.
Yeah, Windsor's going man-to-man right now, trying to not allow any openings.
And Royce White gets befuddled by Loisel. Herring Jr. gets the ball back down to 1 on the shot clock, and once again, the London Lightning refuse to acknowledge the shot clock.
Shot clock violation.
Yeah, and Bill Jones was not happy with the way the defense was, because I don't even know what to say after all of that, because okay, this is an absolutely confusing sequence of plays. I'm going to say that right now, but London should have noticed that the shot clock didn't reset on the play. And now DeMontre Harris is going to come back in.
So the Windsor Express get bailed out because of that, but we're going to have a stoppage of play. Scores table will want to talk it over to the referee.
Yeah, I think that might be involving that. They're discussing things with the scores table to make sure everything is on the same page, maybe about a substitution. About the substitution.
Looks to be that case because the Express are going to get the ball again. 8:20 remaining here in the half. Jones on the other side, Frazier gets the screen. He'll back up, 9 on the shot clock, high-low pass, taken away by Bolden. Here they come, and here comes the Lightning with numbers. It's Royce and Bolden, the donut misses the coffee.
That would have been a nice alley-oop, but just a little too low on that, and that was poked loose trying to pass it off the foot.
Loose ball, and another one. Harlem Globetrotter circus play, and here's Jones, up and in.
My goodness.
And no doubt about it, Keith Vassell wants a timeout. We're going to have ourselves a quagmire again.
Yes, I think we already have one. That is for sure.
We're going to compose ourselves while we take a break. And while they take a break, here's another one.
All right.
So a sloppy game nonetheless, 25-all is the score. Then again, considering if we didn't have those loose ball efforts right there in the last few moments, JP, it could have been a different story.
Yeah, it could have been a different story. As you might have just heard, I'm just absolutely speechless with the way this game is going, because let me put it this way. The last time these two teams played, they were in the 120s range for scoring, both of these squads, with scoring in just about every single quarter except for one for both sides in the 30-plus range. So this is an absolute surprise in terms of how sloppy this is, how many missed shots we're seeing, just so many kerfluffles that I don't even know what to say, especially with that kerfluffle.
And you know what? That's just going to continue to get that vein down on your head, JP. I'm still surprised at how this game is going. Completely a big contrast to what we seen last time when the Lightning won here on the second. Kyle Johnson's game-winning 3 with 1 second to go. Logan with the step gets picked off. And here's Bolden in the Johnson.
Yeah, that was a textbook play on the transition after the steal. Finally able to get the lead on back. This might go back and forth with Frazier. No.
Frazier misses the J. And right on the rebound is Bolden. Williamson down the court. Gets the ball to Bolden again. Handoff to White. One-on-one against Harris, and another foul by Harris.
Yeah, Harris tried to reach into the cookie jar, but left hand ends up getting on contact with the arm.
No basket, express foul.
And that's going to lead to an express foul.
So DeMontre Harris will stay in. That's only his second foul. Rayson and Frazier will come out, and in their places, Strong and Jones, I believe. Herring Jr. on the high-low. 4-point game for the Lightning.
Doug Herring Jr.
A nice play for Doug Herring Jr. But I want to emphasize this, of course, with Strawn and Jones today in the past few games as well. A pretty good combo for sure on the offensive side to set up buckets. You have a guy that can drain three-pointers, is one of the top three-point shooters this season, and a guy, of course, who can distribute the ball as simply as someone trying to give up free candy.
I think you're referring to Brad Bondi. Shaq Keith whiffs a shot. And he tried to redeem himself by stealing it, but that's a foul.
Yeah, Shaq Keith tried to poke it loose, obviously, because he knows the way this game's been going in terms of the sloppiness, but there just got about the top of the hand, I think, right on the bottom of the palms of the ball handler. That's why I think the foul was called, of course, right there. Bill
Jones has to go deep into his bench and get Sefton Barrett back in. Shaq picks up his third foul. 6:22 remaining in the half. Spin move by Herring Jr. I'm surprised that was not called a foul.
My goodness.
And we play on. 6 on the shot clock. Bolden steps off. And here's White. And the referees will restore order. But again, how in the world is that not a foul? He just got swung around like a Raggedy Andy doll.
I don't even know. I honestly don't know, because we've seen those kind of hustle plays before, but I think the reason to reset the play is because the shot clock never went off or never reset.
White loses control of the ball. It'll be express ball again.
I think this is now a couple times now. The shot clock, I think, didn't reset for this game and causing a bit of kerfluffles. Just an absolutely kerfluffle-style game halfway through the second quarter. That's all I can really say.
This is going to be an interesting end of the second quarter. That is for certain. The Express get the ball back. 12 on the shot clock. DeMontre Harris manhandling the ball, and that will be a foul on White. So it's 29-25 halfway through the second quarter, and a score that you would expect to see at the end of the first quarter, but based on the kerfluffles and the quagmires we have had, and we're going to have another foul. This game's getting out of hand.
Coming into today, I was hoping it didn't get towards this way for the last home game of the season for the Express with the Lightning, and What is Royce White trying to do here?
Royce White trying to plead his case, but the refs won't have any of it. That is no way. That is no way to address this situation. Now Omar Strong is going to go to the line, I believe, but from one possession to another, we're just seeing unnecessary activity.
Yeah, this is absolutely unnecessary and absolutely sloppy basketball. This can't be where you have a ton of fouls. London already has 5 fouls, mind you, as well in the quarter as a team. So you don't want to send, for one, Windsor to the stripe for the rest of the way. 2, you just gave a technical free throw, of course, with 2 different free throws, and Windsor gets to keep the ball after that as well. So
the Express need Royce White, no doubt about it. But once again, as we said time and time again, cool heads have to prevail. This is only the second quarter. Here's Strong over to Stutz, gets the fake on Bolden, gets the scoop, misses it, however. White with the rebound, gets the ball fake. They'll play on. Here's Bolden. Over to Herring Jr., gets the 3 to go.
Doug Herring Jr. once again able to get another nice 3 as here comes the fast transition.
And here's DeMontre Harris up and in. So DeMontre Harris cuts this lead to 3 with 5:19 remaining in the second quarter.
5:19 to go indeed. There's still a lot of time to get this thing wide open for Royce White, though. You can see Harris wanting to maybe challenge White to take the longer shot.
And he does, but he goes inside, misses the bucket. And Harris manhandles White. There goes his mask. And things better restore here quickly before things get out of hand. Stutz misses the 3. Rebound Strong. And here's Jones. Misses it. Rebound by Herring Jr. That was an interesting play, to say the least. The Express had 2 chances to capitalize on it. Herring Jr., the teardrop goes.
Yeah, Doug Herring Jr. is one of the positives for the London Lightning for sure on the offensive side. So 5 consecutive points for him. That's a nice little teardrop that we've seen many times from him this season.
Barrett loses control, gets the ball back, has to work his way out of jeopardy. And here's Stutz. Risky pass into Harris, manhandles it, but I believe they're going to call the foul.
Yeah, that's going to be a textbook charge once again, drawn by Mo Bolden this time.
Express foul to number 44, DeMontre Harris, his 3rd.
Yeah, that's his 3rd too, so now he's in a bit of foul trouble. Here comes Loisel.
Despite the impositions we have encountered here in the second quarter, JP, the London Lightning still have the advantage. They're not fouling as often, and Bill Jones once again have to dig deep into his bench to restore any type of order in terms of fouls. As Anderson goes to the basket, puts it up and in. Ryan Anderson, the textbook, beat the drive and go inside on the right side. 36-29. And here's Stutz. Misses the 3. Cross court over to Bolden. Euro step, gets the ice cream scoop. And a timeout called by Bill Jones. And a perfect way to calm things down here, because what we've seen so far, I'll repeat what my broadcasting colleague says, a kerfuffle. Crazy turn of events here at the WFCU Center. Lightning 38, Express 29. About to wrap up here in the first half. And what has been a very hectic type of ball game. Sloppy to say the least, JP, but nonetheless the Lightning keep on finding their way to get this game into their favor as the Express get the ball back with 3:40 remaining. Loisel downtown from the parking lot.
Yeah, that's a much-needed three for sure with the way the momentum's been swinging. Maybe it can swing on back. Just got to get those kind of shots and not allow that.
Outside is Anderson. Beats through the defensive pressure and wide open. Gives the Lightning a 9-point edge. Here's Strong. Try to answer with a three. Misses it from the front. Here comes Anderson again. Pass gets thwarted. Saved by Bolden. Herring Jr. knocks down the three. Doug Herring Jr. providing the three-point range for the London Lightning, and now they lead 44-32. The London Lightning fans are on their feet here at the WFCU Center. Stutz fakes left, goes right, misses the shot. Once again, the shooting woes continue for the Express. And we'll have a stoppage of play. And it looks like a fan threw one of the souvenir balls to their disapproval.
My goodness. They were throwing the souvenir balls to the fans during the last possession. That is not what you want to see from a fan if that was the case.
I mean, I agree the fans aren't happy with what they're seeing so far, but they too got to retain order as the 401 rivalry is going to London Lightning's favor. Anderson knocks down a three again. He's been capable of doing that since his first year here in the NBLC, and now it's 47-32. Stutz open, gets the step on Anderson, stops in his tracks. Loisel goes to work to the basket, no good, but he'll go to the line to shoot two.
Yeah, finally able to go back to the line, but as you're seeing this game really going, London's starting to just try and pull away because they know they need to win to make sure there is nothing left for in terms of how the standings go, of course. With the standings, they're 23-13 heading today. St. John's edge 24-14 and 14, I should say, mind you. So they don't want to leave anything to chance, obviously, in terms of if they lose today. And of course, you want to, of course, be safe in terms of tiebreakers potentially with the season series as well, which, as I mentioned before, has the chance to be tied up if they win the next two games.
Absolutely, but with the lose here, JP, the Express could pretty much cement their status as a third seed because the Niagara River Lions won't catch up to them. As that free throw is missed, Stutz saves it. And here's Loisel all by himself. Real estate open for Stutz. Gets blocked by Herring Jr. Oh me, oh my. That is perfect timing in essence.
Perfect timing right there. You've seen Stutz, of course, chase it back down, but then Herring Jr. didn't go back towards the perimeter. He's seen Stutz keeping it and driving towards the hoop. Stays right there. Gets the block right at the rim. Now Windsor has to reset.
And it's taken away by Bolden. Quick whistle, however, interferes with that. Once again, as they try to establish conduct here, the Windsor Express, once again, a loss here could pretty much kiss their hopes of getting second place goodbye, as they will be in third place and lose home court advantage. So this is a must-win for them. Well, matter of fact, the rest of the games, the rest of the way, are must-wins for them if they want to get second place and a home court advantage, because they have had home court advantage in the first round ever since they started as a franchise back in 2012.
Yeah, and you can tell they want to try and do that. Of course, you got to think about this too. It's going to be very difficult to win all their games for the rest of the way, obviously, with some of these matchups. So it's a lot of pressure to do that. Very outside shot, but you got to beat London twice at the very least, as that's going to be an easy N1.
Garrett Williamson beats the heart of the Express defense, goes inside to the basket. He's going to the line for the N1.
Number 24, Sifton Barrett.
I'll tell you, the London Lightning, they're trying to win 2 in a row. Once again, they're 5 of their last 10, but they want to change that storyline, if you will, come the end of the season. They got 4 more games to go, another game against the Express Wednesday night, and then, of course, another home game on April 1st against the Island Storm. So once again, must-wins for them if they want to keep the cream of the crop status in the Central Division. Under 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Racing in the grill of Bolden, short. And it will be Lightning ball. Bill Jones said Bolden got a piece of it. And now we'll have another discussion. Quick conference here.
Yeah, let me check this replay on
It will be express ball. They already pointed it out. But it looks like they did say Bolden get a piece of it, but nonetheless, strong shot was short, and the only way it would appear to be short if somebody had a hand on it, and that was the case.
Yeah, exactly. He got a hand on it on the bottom part of the ball as that shot went up. So good correction from the referees. Otherwise, that would have been a shot that was as flat as month-old sort of, which that didn't look to seem to be the case, especially with a guy like Braylon Rayson, who has a good shooting form for him in his first season with the Windsor Express.
So the shot clock returns to 13. It will stay express ball after that quick tap out of bounds. The Lightning have a 15-point game so far, and it's been a while since the Express have trailed by that much near the end of the first half here at the WFCU Center. So they got a lot of ground to cover when it comes to the next matter of moments. 6 on the shot clock. Strong falls away. Offensive foul.
Yeah, I'm going to have to see who this was called on here because I'm not sure. Yeah, I think they called that with the push-off. So maybe just thought he got a slight touch to try and get that separation, and now we got a foul on the other end.
Herring Jr. drives through with his body, and he's going to go to the line. Once again, not a good display from the Windsor Express. A sloppy game. If you are a hardcore fan of basketball. But the London Lightning, through all the trials and tribulations today, maintains their lead. It's now up 16. Coming up next will be the Knoxtrom halftime. We'll see you guys upstairs in the media booth, and we'll try to break down what has been a hectic game. And go on further from that. We'll have out-of-town scores for you as well. Strong downtown. Rebound by Bolden. Running down the court is Williamson. Up and in. He's going to go back to the line.
Basket's good.
Yeah, this is just becoming all London Lightning at this point. They've taken a hold of all the momentum, and now it's going to be an absolute big-time hole to try and bury themselves out of if you're the Windsor Express. They got to start getting something going, or else it's going to be a little too late if you don't wake up out of the locker rooms for sure after this.
London has been taking advantage of the foul situation that the Windsor Express has themselves surfaced. For the time being, most of their star players are in foul trouble. DeMontre Harris for one, Logan Stutz another, and now it's up to the bench to finish off strong here in the first half. 20-point game. Rayson misses the shot. It will stay Windsor way. So the Windsor Express, they haven't been able to take advantage of the baseline plays early on here at JP, so I wouldn't detect anything of a high-low pass, and that did not come to fruition. Otley Jr. is into the game for the first time. Rayson looking for a pass. He finds Loisel on the other end. He'll stop, pop, misses the three.
Yeah, he had 2 seconds on the shot clock, so he had to get that up, and now London's going NASCAR offense.
And that NASCAR offense pays off. Ryan Anderson, a firecracker from beyond the arc, gives his team a 23-point lead.
This is just absolute dominance from London today from all facets.
And it's taken away by Herring Jr. Anderson, he has Sefton Barrett right behind him. Gets the ball back, count it, and he'll go back to the line. So the London Lightning are actually taking a page out of the Windsor Express playbook, taking care of business by giving them their own medicine.
Yeah, just tearing them up from outside, able to do very strongly on the transition, able to steal any pass really that you let float for just a little bit too long or is not in the smart plays. This is just all London Lightning. This is absolute dominance today, and they're using this as their highlight reel, so to speak.
Loisel going to the line for the and one. So that's one bright side right there. We mentioned right before the second quarter, JP, Kevin Loisel might be the spark for the Express to go down low. Was going to take a whole ton of effort to get back into this one.
Yeah, they need a lot more than just one player that is scoring well on the offensive side. They're getting destroyed right now. They need to have at least 3-4 different players contributing on the offensive end if they want a shot to win this game.
Here's Bolden, time winding down to 3. Williamson at the buzzer misses it. And that'll close out the first half and what has been going the Lightning way. They score 39 points in the second quarter in a phenomenal outburst for this 401 contest. We're at the half, 61-38. We'll come back for the Knockstrom halftime in just a moment. So a lot of Windsor fans stunned, but the London fans that are in here today are at amazement and jubilation as the London Lightning take a 61-38 lead here on this Sunday afternoon. JP, a hectic game, number one, but number two, the Lightning struck where they needed to the most, right at the gate. Royce White taking care of business, and then we see a lot of players just coming into the occasion. Mo Bolden, and then, of course, recently, Ryan Anderson with the hot hand from beyond the arc.
And you also have Doug Herring Jr. also being a strong spark plug here in this quarter as well. So multiple different players really stepping up and scoring on the perimeter, getting good open three-pointers. Then the transition game has been setting up some of those three-pointers and the baskets inside. It's gotten to where they're throwing alley-oops and trying to put on a highlight reel show with how big this lead has gotten and how much momentum is going their way. Then the defensive side, they've just been there on the ball, ready to jump whenever you try and go do a cross-court pass or try and drive towards the baseline to take away those baseline passes, as you mentioned, to either poke it away or get a block. So London's just been absolutely taking control of the momentum, riding along with it, and Windsor, they just need to wake up.
Well, through the cloud of dust, the London Lightning just taking care of business. They know how important this game is if they want to solidify their status much more as a first-place team in the Central Division. You're Bill Jones in the locker room. What are some of the stuff you want to pin to why the Windsor Express are down 23?
Well, right now, one of the things I keep on saying was wake up, because a lot of the times they get some decent shot attempts, it's been off the front rim. They have not been able to get strong enough shots. I don't know if it's exhaustion playing into it or what, but they got to find a way to get those kind of shots. If that's not working, drive inside, try and draw some more contact and some more fouls to go to the free throw line where you get a lot of points as a team on a season average and for many of your victories this season. So they got to try and do that. At the same time now, when they do have a shot, let's say, for outside for the three-pointers, they can't just be like, okay, we've used up the entire clock, let's chuck it up. They got to find a way to quicken up their ball movement and try and get some separation, get some screens, maybe a couple slip screens from maybe Stutz or Shaquille Keith to set them up, for example, on the perimeter to get them going on the offensive side. Because only one player, as you said, Kevin Loisel, has been really the main standout on the offensive side. They got to get more than him involved if they want a shot.
Well, that's right, but they are in an awkward situation right now. Number one, most of their stars are in foul trouble. You look at Logan Such, you look at DeMontre Harris, so you're losing a lot of power down low. And number two, the bench, as far as scoring is concerned, they haven't been producing as much.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't help when you're in foul trouble, obviously. So the bench has to start contributing. You got to get Braylon Racing more involved. Right now, trying to think of who else you can bring up. Mike Luce, usually seen for not the most minutes. You might see him eventually, probably, if it gets out of hand, to try and get him involved a little bit on this offense. But you got to find a way to get him, Sefton Barrett as well, and Anthony Otley Jr. all involved on both ends of the floor.
Well, keep in mind, too, Anthony Otley Jr., he hasn't had enough minutes in the last number of games, as indicated against the Titans, against the Edge, and against the Riptide. So, you know what? Somebody's got to wake up, and that might be the guy to do it, because somebody needs to get down on those second chance opportunities.
Somebody has to, and somebody has to quick, or else this is going to get out of hand. Because the transition game, the way it's been going in the open threes, when they miss, London's right there for the board anyway. So something has to give if you're that Windsor huddle and locker room right now for them to close this gap. And it's going to have to be on all full cylinders as soon as they come into the locker room to have any shot.
No question about it. That's what's going on right here at the WFCU Center. We got two other Atlantic Division games going on, and it looks like the Island Storm is about to take care of business against the Riptide, 102-79. They already clinched the playoff spots, both of them, but the Island Storm keep on chipping at a higher spot. Who knows? They might end up in second. They might end in third. But you know what? The Island Storm, they have been on a tear lately, despite their winning streak coming to an end earlier this week.
Yeah, despite that winning streak, that was a very strong winning streak, obviously. Almost down towards the double digits. This team, I still feel, is one of my favorites for a potential NBLC Finals run for the Atlantic side. Yes, Halifax has already secured the #1 seed for the division, I should say. But the Island Storm have had a lot of strong players. Yeah, Franklin Session especially, that's been one of the main standouts for me. And one of the guys that I think has been a big-time leader for the Island Storm, especially with Andre Strayer out, of course, for the season. Sometimes you might see a little regression. In fact, you've had players step up when need to be called upon. And it is going to be a potentially decent playoff run, at the very least. Potentially, I think, a chance for them to go at least for the division finals, if they play the cards right.
Well, absolutely, but it's all a matter of who will take down the Halifax Hurricanes, because you did mention they won the Atlantic Division in the regular season, and now it's a barn burner over at Scotia Bank, because it's a 5-point game between those two, 116-111, time winding down into that game. Cape Breton, once again, they're playing the same way, the KW Titans. They don't care if they're going to miss the playoffs. They want to finish off strong, and you know what? If you want to finish off strong, once again, the Halifax Hurricanes is your best bet.
Yeah, Halifax, as you said, already secured that division's championship, or division first seed, I should say. It's still going to be another win or two they have to get to secure the overall seed, which could also be a big time coming into play, because that leads to home court advantage for them potentially if they make it to the NBLC finals. So that is a very strong team with guys like Billy White, with the head coaching staff in that squad. So they need to still be, of course, on the full cylinders if they want to take on a team like, we could see like a London, of course, St. John's, and Windsor, if they have the proper matchup, of course, for that playoff spot. So Halifax, again, you have to find a way to beat them to get to where you want to be.
Time's winding down here in the NBL Canada season. About a week to go until all is decided who will place first, second, third, and fourth in each division. We already know one factor. The Halifax Hurricanes will get first in the Atlantic Division. It's just second, third, and fourth that has to be decided. But that is the case here in the Central Division. Windsor Express, they're trying to fight for their best position that is second. But so far, if they lose, they could pretty much cement their status in third place. But we're going to see how all things unfold here, because if there's anything that this 401 rivalry proves, is we might be in for a barn burner. But the London Lightning has been turning this dogfight into a one-sided affair. They're up 61-38 at the half. So once again, it's only for us to call the game and watch, JP. Hopefully things, smooth down and, tighten up, because if this turns to a quagmire, then a lot of fans are going to be left breathless.
Yes, that is for sure. And maybe they should put the dogs that are running around on a dog show that's going on the court to try and keep up that hustle. But they, again, have to clean up everything on the defensive side, find a way to wake up on the offensive side, and have more penetration offense and try and draw contact for them to keep up at London. For London, they got to keep themselves up to the same pace, because it's going to probably slow down a little bit, probably at the start of the third quarter. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. But of course, they got to make sure they get the three still going up. They got to make sure they have the box outs ready to go. And as well, maybe go more inside out, because Keith Vassell is somebody that considers his team more of an inside out team. Maybe see a little bit more mixture of that for the third quarter, where Windsor starts to chip away a little bit of the lead before they flip the switch again later on in the fourth.
Well, we'll see what happens here. We're going to roll on out of here, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes for the second half here at the WFCU Center. Once again at the half, 61-38 in favor of the London Lightning. We'll come back to the second half right after this message from Noctrum TV. The Windsor Express's final home game of the regular season hasn't turned up roses for them because the London Lightning has been stealing the roses and the garden as well. 61-38 is the score as we are half a minute away from starting the second half here on Knockstrom TV. Aaron Sanders and JP on the call with you yet again. And JP, I've seen a lot of London Lightning fans heading downstairs after we finished the halftime show. They are ecstatic. And the Windsor Express fans, they're just trying to find some way to put some resurgence into this team, because I think we read the comments from the live chat, especially from Wendy Rimmer, a hardcore London Lightning fan. No lead is safe, but you wouldn't want to count the Windsor Express out.
Yeah, no lead is safe, that is for sure, but at the same time, it is a big-time deficit to try and overcome. So if they don't start executing and executing quickly in this matchup, they are not going to have a shot for the rest of this way, really, in terms of they're keeping a shot to win this game. So they got to find a way to wake up on the offensive side and close down the defensive side, and fast.
Well, remember, the London Lightning are a powerful third quarter team. If they find a way to shut them down immediately, they'll have a shot. And speaking of shots, that shot wouldn't go for Logan Stutz, and we're underway here in the second half. Williamson's back in. The starting lineup for the Lightning are back onto the court as Williamson cross-courts it over to Johnson. Pulls up for the J, gets it to go.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing with that allowed shot there. Kyle Johnson was calling for that for about 5-6 seconds, and no one seen him open. Just easily able to make the mid-range jump shot with no defender.
Keith fakes once and twice, gets deflected by Williamson. They'll keep possession of the ball.
Yeah, and they're still, of course, a long ways away to try and close up with this. And as I said, if you don't wake up, you don't start scoring, if you're Windsor, you're going to not have a shot to win this one.
Keith inside the heart of the defense, misses the shot again. And Royce picks up the rebound. Here comes Williamson down the lane, spins through, he'll go to the line.
Yeah, good contact drawn by Williamson again. Somebody that can be a very clutch player on the inside, especially near the bucket to draw and ones. We've seen that in a few different games, Aaron, and throughout the season that Garrett Williamson was able to really help London come on top of some of their games in very close situations, right close to that cylinder.
And Garrett Williamson, once again, he's the hard worker of the London Lightning, the all-time leading scorer in franchise history. And once again, he's riding in the driver's seat of hitting another accolade soon enough. We'll get to that later on in the game. Stutz on the handoff to Jones. Misses the three from the top. DeMontre Harris comes back in. Inside for Stutz. Wants the foul, but won't get it, but gets the two to go anyhow.
Nice little play there, but very fast offense for London. This is going to be a foul.
Offensive foul here.
Yeah, I think it might have been on Williams because he's like, what was the call for? That was around just outside the three-point line. Might have been a slight tie-up. I think after that first half, especially with the quagmire, as you call it, for the second quarter, they don't want to allow any motions at all that might spark anything.
Yeah, once again, they have a sizable lead, and they don't want that to run away real soon. Stutz with the fake, goes to work on Bolden. Fakes right, goes left, gets blocked. So that's going to be a foul. From the vantage point we have up here at JP, it looks like Mo Bolden had all ball.
It looked like that to me, too. So I think that's what the appeal is for some of the discussions. They're still going to send him to the line still regardless here.
So Logan Stutz will go to the line. He's really got to come up on this situation if the Express want to keep on attacking the inside. We even mentioned this too, the bench. They got to get a groove going on here too, because you can't rely on your starters. They're in foul trouble once again, and if they get sent out of the game, then the bench got to get ready because it's next man up when it comes to this ball game.
Yeah, that is for sure. No momentum going on. The bench has to bring it.
And Royce White gets the and one to go. He'll go to the free throw line as well.
And that gets to the second part of the point I was making. London still has all that momentum, so it doesn't help when you have more and more fouls being drawn to where you have that again.
And White misses the free throw, gets his own rebound after the tap, gets the fake to go, goes on the left side. Here's Bolden open for three, send it home. Maurice Bolden keeps on looking at the ball rotation. It's no problem for him as the Lightning lead by 26. The shot won't go. But Omar Strong trying to fight for the ball. It'll be Lightning ball.
Yeah, on that last play, that you seen Jones trying to run a double team, chasing everyone who had the ball. That left Maurice Bolden wide open. So, yes, Jones is usually someone who's there to get the steals like that. They should have been right. He should have noticed that, oh, hey, I'm leaving a guy that can drain threes wide open in the corner. Maybe I shouldn't bring a double team this time.
The Lightning in pursuit of winning 2 games in a row against the Express. Shaq Keith right behind Williamson. Fouls him in the process. So once again, the London Lightning possibly en route of back-to-back wins against the Express could open up a lot of impressive situations when both of these clubs meet once again at Budweiser Gardens Wednesday night.
Yeah, that is going to be an electrifying game for sure. Windsor, of course, having to finish off the regular season with 3 games on the road. So that's going to be an absolute challenge. You're going to have screaming fans of at least 5,000, 6,000 plus fans at the very minimum in that stadium to deal with. An absolute home court advantage, along with, of course, a very strong team in London to have to deal with on their home floor. Absolutely,
because the Express, their first stop is in London after this game, and then they're heading to Niagara, and they'll have their regular season finale against the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans. Two straight games where they're going to have to be faced with the ultimate challenge. They want to get the season series against London. They're riding on the heels of that, but they want to take care of business against the River Lions because they have been giving them fits at the start of the season, but they have improved since then, obviously. 12 on the shot clock, offensive foul.
Yeah, just with the moving screen by Parker, that is going to be, again, another sloppy foul. Just nothing really sticking on the offensive side whatsoever for Windsor. They're flat as 2-year-olds sort of at this point.
Somebody's got to step up for the Express, and it has to be immediately. Williamson trying to go to work on Parker. He does, fights through, gets it poked away. Here comes Jones, and here's Barrett. Right behind him is Herring Jr., intimidates him, but they'll maintain the ball, however.
Yeah, just tapped out off the foot of Doug Herring Jr. as he stripped it away with the pressure down the baseline. But again, shows how they're taking away plays near that baseline, wherever they may be, making it challenging for Windsor.
Omar Strong misses a 3, quick rebound, kept alive by Parker. And they'll swing the ball around, and Loisel open to the basket.
That was a big-time slam for sure. Trying to go off like MJ for sure, but they need a lot more of those. They can't just chuck up threes and hope they cut the deficit that way. They got to chip away, and they got to do it now with guys like Loisel as he's going to draw the whistle.
Well, certainly a long way to go here. Loisel had no choice but to pick up the foul as Loisel pushes Herring off the sideline, because once again, a lot of people underestimate the skills of Doug Herring Jr. He's been in the league for a long time, played for the Mill Rats, played for the whole St. John organization. Then last year he came here for the London Lightning, picked up his first championship ring. So once again, it works out for him as Kyle Johnson gets the fine and the bucket.
Yeah, again, open for the easy inbound play and sets it up like on a silver platter at this point.
Jones with the ball on the right side of your screen, drives through Herring Jr., gets the reverse to go. So you know what, that's just closing the patch of the wound bit by bit, but they still trail 26 with about 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. Royce sizing down, gets the step on White, gets it to go, he'll go to the line. That nifty spin move by Eric Parker just paid extreme dividends for his ability to go inside.
Basket's good. Express foul number 30.
Yeah, that is for sure. We've seen it time and time and again in the NBLC where he has the ability to really just take over inside. And now, last season's MVP will go to the line to shoot one to complete the N1.
We want to welcome the viewers who just finished watching the Island Storm St. John Riptide game, as long as the viewers that watch the Hurricanes take care of the Highlanders by 7. As you're tuned in to Knoxstrom TV, Central Division matchup 401 rivalry, London Lightning against the Windsor Express. As Barrett goes inside the drive, gets the foul. But for a quick game recap for the viewers just tuning in, London Lightning all the way, right from the tip-off, right up to halftime. They led by as much as 23 once upon a time. And now looking at this, they are up by 29 at the moment.
Yeah, really started off with the second quarter because it was 20-16 at the end of the first. Then London scored 41. So it has been all Lightning all the time, basically on both sides of the floor since the start of the second quarter. And Windsor has just struggled to even keep up with the pace on both ends and are still playing at that similar clip they had throughout that first half.
The Windsor Express so far having an interesting third quarter. They just got to keep it up. Jones, and that might start it up for them. But the three-point woes continue. Barrett with the rebound, can't keep it alive. Now he does. Quick steal, well, it'll be a kickball. And Shaq Keith, we're looking at him over the bench, JP. He threw the towel in disgust. He's not liking that play.
Yeah, threw the towel over some of the players on the bench. Sefton Barrett obviously not happy with that either. But now it's going to give London a chance to spread this to a 30-point lead. And that's going to be another foul.
That just basically summarizes the Express's afternoon here. Very frustrating one.
Yeah, that was a frustration foul for sure off the floor after having the kickball for Sefton Barrett. And again, London draws another whistle and goes to the line. They're in the bonus for the next 7.5 minutes now.
The Windsor Express, again, finding answers to stop the London Lightning, but they cannot stop drawing the contact.
They've been finding some answers, but it's hard when on the offensive side you have question marks. Whenever you shoot up the ball right now, it's going to be a 30-point lead if Johnson makes both these free throws. So whatever you do on the defensive side, if you can't capitalize on the other end, there's no way you're going to chip away like you need to. So they got to still wake up, get momentum, something. You have some decent momentum on the defensive side at times, but just wake up.
Yeah, they don't want to end their regular home season on a downward note like this as Kyle Johnson knocks down those free throws. It's a 30-point game, and what has been going the Lightning way since the start of this. Down to 7:23. 7:23 remaining. The shot is good. And they'll give Sefton Barrett the bucket. It is 76-49. Here's Boyd telling Anderson to drop back. He does. And here's Herring Jr. at the other end, all open by himself in the grill of Barrett. Misses it. Boyd pokes through for the rebound. And here's Anderson. Misses the three. Short. Loose ball on the ground, and the Express retain it. And Boyd almost leapfrogs through the fans. But it'll stay Express possession, 20 seconds on the shot clock.
Let me give a quick correction. That was the assistant coaching staff for the Windsor Express. He almost dived over to trying to get that one.
Yeah, you don't want a Pancake Reg Hart or Pete Cusimano in that case, nor Aaron McDonald. Barrett downtown from the parking lot.
Hey, maybe they're hearing what we're saying upstairs because that finally back-to-back triples, something going well for them offensively. Got to get some more stops, though.
6:27 in the third quarter. Here's Weiss. Going to work. Fights through the traffic, gets the dream shake and the bucket.
And that's just the absolute challenge. You've seen there trying to draw off the defense. And this could be another three.
And it won't be. Leapfrogging as Barrett falls through. Kyle Johnson with the rebound. And here's the London Lightning grapevine their way into keeping first place as Anderson goes inside with the right hand. Once again, the Lightning fans got to be happy with this. no doldrums for them this afternoon. Barrett off to the line.
Yeah, got sandwiched between two defenders there to draw the whistle. But still, it's a hefty deficit to climb. They're starting to get positives, of course. They're starting to get the perimeter game finally waking up here in this third quarter here, Aaron.
And immediate timeout. It's pretty much all that Bill Jones could ask for to stop the bleeding here. 80-52 is the score here from the WFCU Center.
When it comes to cash loans, our customers will tell you there's only one choice: Cash Money. It's home of the original 300 for 20, where you can get a $300 cash loan for just $20. And with Cash Money's express approval, if you need more than $300, you can get it in minutes. And if that's not enough, we've got a kangaroo as our mascot. Okay, 300 for 20 is probably enough. So for cash loans for people who really care, come to Cash Money, home of the original 300 for 20.
Cash money, love my cash money. Ay.
London Lightning still solidifying their status as the cream of the crop of the Central Division. They lead by 28 as we are halfway through the third quarter. And even though the Windsor Express are still pulling through, considering that they still have a chance, JP, the way they have scored the last few games, they're not en route of getting 107 points like they usually do per game.
Yeah, that's of course their average. Last three games, they scored 121, 108, 118. That, of course, is the three-game winning streak. They are nowhere near what they need to be with a team like London today with the way the scoring's been going. So they're going to be lucky at the rate they are scoring unless they wake up during the fourth quarter or for the rest of this third quarter. They're maybe going to score 90 points at the most for Windsor. London, they're probably going to be on clip for their season average for sure.
Yeah, London Lightning average 116 points per game, and Royce Wright en route of his average, leading the league in points per game with 24.7, as he's been taking care of business against the Windsor Express here today. 9 on the shot clock, over the shoulder pass, thwarted away. Here comes the Express, 3-on-3 opportunity, and Barrett will take it in himself.
He might be somebody Windsor might lean on for the rest of this quarter at the very least. Bill Jones obviously happy with the hustle he's been seeing from both ends.
Here's Boyd on the right side, gets the pick from White. Quick handoff, that'll be a foul on Barrett. So the Windsor Express waking up defensively and just turning those transition opportunities into gold. But once again, it's a matter of whether if it's too late to apply that action or not.
Right now, it's not too late. We've seen bigger comebacks around this range, but it's going to be a hefty one to try and come back to for sure. That might help, but then you got to box out when you miss 0 for 2.
Royce misses 2 free throws. Anderson tried to help him out, but can't get the 3 to fall. Under 5 minutes remaining in the third. Jones with the pass through Barrett goes right out of his hands. Here comes Herring Jr., and Maurice Jones has no choice but the foul.
Yeah, not wanting to let up the fast break there, but it was the right idea. I think he just put a little too much effort, so to speak, in that. Behind the backs, half spin pass. And of course that led to it being too hard to handle for Sefton Barrett with 3 defenders around him. You're not going to keep the ball handling that much if it's not on the perfect mark in that case. We've seen, of course, Maurice Jones make those kind of passes before. That time, not the perfect place to do that today.
Bill Jones has the message that he will not give up. He put Anthony Otley Jr. back onto the court in terms of depth performance for the Windsor Express, so something's got to give. A mismatch at the free throw line, however. We have Rayson Stutz and Eric Parker boxing out Herring Jr., White, and Julian Boyd, but that's nothing doing.
Yeah, I think part of the reason for that is maybe Windsor will quicken up the pace, maybe go for a 10-second play.
Well, we'll see as Barrett gets flustered on the right side. 10 on the shot clock, fires it outside, no good.
Yep, they wanted to set the offensive side up a little bit quicker, knowing that there isn't as much time to work with this big of a deficit to come back if they want to come back into this one.
What a pass from Herring Jr. Gets it inside to Marcus Capers, but they're not going to count it. It's an offensive foul. Oh, it is traveled. My mistake. That would have been a nifty pass.
That definitely wasn't. It looked very close, but man, oh man, still a big-time deficit regardless of that play. Still a nice pass.
And Barrett inside gets blocked by 2 Lightning players.
Yeah, Anderson and Boyd both there for that. Watch Anderson.
And Capers, the donut, misses the coffee for him. He's dejected on the other side. Here's Barrett on the right side. Cross courts to Rayson. Gets bailed out, goes inside to the basket. No harm there. And rebound tapped around. Here comes Anderson. The ball gets tipped around. Barrett with the agility and the hustle gets the steal. And here he comes down the court. He wants to take matters in his own hands. Rayson finding Stutz.
Smart play to see there was the miss, having Royce White on him and able to just put up the quick shot so quick that Royce couldn't respond, drawing the contact, and now going up to the line again. And that is his fourth, so smart ball IQ to notice that you have a player on you that is in foul trouble, to have that quick flick for the post move, to be able to draw the contact as he completes the N1.
Logan Stutz once again en route of his traditional game here too, as the Express trail by 24 with 3:30 remaining in third quarter. Ashton Smith into the game, gets flustered, finds Anderson, the fake out to Boyd. Off the side, it will be Lightning ball. They're gonna say Express ball, I'm surprised.
I thought it went off Stutz, actually.
It did go off Stutz.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know what to think with that, but now Windsor, they got some more chances now to try and at least cut this to 20 before the end of the third.
Keith Vassal's crew playing cool hand Luke about the situation. They are still up 24 and it's taken away. It'll be another turnover by the Express. So they had an opportunity, but they were just 1 second too fast on the opportunity.
They've given away a few of those kind of opportunities. They've had a 4-on-5 opportunity where they had, of course, 4 defenders. Then that time, can't even get the simple pass back, and now
Anderson outside, got it. Ryan Anderson all by himself. Once again, the London Lightning en route of their 116 points per game. They're at 85 now. Quick 3 is missed. The fall back down. It will be recovered by Windsor.
Yeah, going back to the Anderson 3, another overcommit. I love seeing the hustle, of course, with Barrett sometimes, though. That time, just tried to strip it away, and it left Ryan Anderson wide open, and he will make you pay if you have that kind of situation.
Rayson one-on-one against Williams Jr. Off the pick. On the switch out is Stutz to the basket, but before that, another offensive charge. And once again, Bill Jones not happy, and neither is the Windsor fans here tonight. You could hear a pin drop after this lead tonight.
Yeah, just
absolute silence in the stands.
Luckily, Stutz only had just his third after getting himself a bit of foul trouble early. And hold on 1 second.
Yeah, we're going to have a quick
substitution.
timeout. Yeah.
Substitution, in fact. They brought in Mo Bolden now for Julian Boyd.
London Lightning fans once again here tonight showing their approval of their performance today. Anderson misses it from the corner this time. Had a hot hand, but that one wouldn't go for him. Here's Barrett down on the charge to Stutz. And once again, Logan Stutz taking advantage of the three-point play.
Taking advantage indeed, and this is the kind of player, they need players like this to step on up for them to keep on trying to close up. It's going to still be a hefty task with 2 minutes to go in this third, but it's still an outside shot to do so. Mike Lucier, though, is going to come right on in, it looks like, right after the free throws for him.
And he will. Here comes Mike Lucier, so the depth keeps on being built for the Windsor Express as Bill Jones sees his front court really coming alive here in the third quarter. London Lightning so far has only scored 24 points in the quarter. That's among one of their averages too, but the Windsor Express have answered real hard with 23 points. So it's a close game here in the third quarter as Bolden pops up the three and it won't go.
Yeah, we've seen him make one of those corner threes before, and that time just couldn't get it to go the way he wanted it to. Windsor now running a bit of a triangle offense.
And that's what they need to do, is swing the ball around and just move away, get the isolation. Barrett to Parker. Misses the three barely, and here comes Ashton Smith. Smith fighting through, loose ball, retains it. Williams Jr. into Anderson. With the pass to Williams Jr. again. Driving through, finds it, and a quick foul. They'll be on the Express, most likely Sefton Barrett.
Yeah, step too late trying to draw the charge there, so you got to make sure the feet are planted down to draw that charge. That time, he was still a bit on his back heels, which is why London will now go back to the line.
And both clubs are over the limit for the rest of the way here in the third quarter, and what has been an outcast impressive performance by the London Lightning so far. They scored 61 points in the first half, and a quick interjection here, JP.
Okay, it looks like they're going to have something.
Number 24, Sefton Barrett, his fourth.
Yeah, they gave the foul to Barrett. Barrett's going to come out now for Logan Stutz.
And it looks like it was a technical foul on Sefton Barrett too, JP, because the only way I see him shooting free throws like this if it's a technical foul. So he got the personal foul and the technical foul, which means the London Lightning will retain possession right after these free throws.
Yeah, this is exactly it. He might have just said a few too many strong words to the referees about the call. So now London can't take advantage of the technical, but it's still going to be a couple points gained at the very least from those free throws here.
So Ryan Anderson was the one that shot the technical. And the Lightning get the ball back. They're up 25 with under 80 seconds remaining in the third. Holding on the drive. Lucier gets it poked away. Here comes Otley Jr. Here comes the jam.
Well, what a nice slam dunk on the transition. Gets the fans and their signs up on their feet.
Williams Jr. gets triple teamed, gets stopped by the wall. Here's Smith. Lucier keeps a firm grip on him. Anderson falls away. He misses it. The tip, no good, but the Lightning will return to the line. So once again, you got to admire the effort from the Windsor Express. But as the way the quarter goes, JP, it is 25-22 in favor of London. So scoring has slowed down significantly from the second quarter. But the London Lightning, they still have that lead.
They still have that lead, and it's going to be a very hefty task to even have a chance to bring this back to single digits at the rate this is going in the fourth quarter. So Windsor, I think, just has to be in salvage mode right now and try and get the best points and best shooting opportunities they can and try and get anything they can.
Oh, racing with the tip-in. No good by Lucier. That would have been a good one, but it won't go. We apologize for the technical difficulties. We'll continue the audio. Quick steal by Otley Jr. Here they come down the court. Otley Jr. slows things down. The Lightning lead 27-25 in the quarter. My mistake, as Mike Lucier says, you know what, Aaron, you're wrong. We now have the advantage 28-27.
And now London has no shot clock here. They can set this up. Going to give Anderson the shot to put it up.
All in his hands. Anderson misses it, down to 1 second, and that will do it for the third quarter. So the London Lightning still taking advantage of this game. They are up 20, 88-66. We'll come back for the fourth quarter right after this message and a word from Knockstrom TV. Welcome back here to the WFCU Center, about to take care of business here in the fourth quarter. London 88, Windsor 66. And a game where the scoring has dulled down just a tad bit, as indicated in the third quarter, JP. The Express outscored the Lightning 28-27, but they still got a big mountain to climb here for the final 12 minutes.
Yeah, this is just, I am still speechless right now with all this. It's been an absolute dominant game for London by far in all effort levels. Sefton Barrett, though, has been really, in part, someone who's been keeping Windsor into this game. He won't be on the floor, of course, to start off this fourth quarter, but they still have an outside shot, of course, to come back, but it's going to take a lot of effort and a lot of strong play on both ends of the floor if they want any chance.
Anderson outside. Williams Jr. misses that shot with ease. And here comes the Express. Mike Lucier returns, continues to get into the game. Otley Jr. with the butterfingers. Loose ball taken away by the Lightning. Here's Bolden down the lane, gets the foul. So on the court for the Lightning, Kyle Johnson, in addition to Ashton Smith, Kirk Williams Jr., Ryan Anderson, and Mo Bolden. Onto the court for the Express, DeMontre Harris, Braylon Rayson, Anthony Otley Jr., Mike Lucier, and Logan Stutz. And this mix of a lineup for the Express is one of the key reasons why they shut down the London Lightning into a scoring barrage in the third quarter. But once again, like we've seen time and time again between these two teams, no lead is safe as the London Lightning hit the 90 mark.
Yeah, no lead is safe. But at the same time, you got to make smart shots to make sure that lead is set not safe if you're a team like Windsor. So if you take stupid shots or not high IQ shots for either side, I should say, of course the lead's not going to end up being safe. So you got to make sure you end up making the smart decisions to have a shot to win this game right now. Windsor definitely needs to do that right now.
The high pass to Stutz. Inside, taken away by Johnson. That's an ill-advised pass here, and here comes the Lightning with full momentum. Mo Bolden up and in. And there you go, those high IQ opportunities, and the Windsor Express did not capitalize on that as they dare now down 26.
Yeah, that was a very bad decision with the pass with a lot of congestion, but drawing the whistle, Brown racing up the floor, trying to dribble it away from the trailer in terms of defense. That was Kirk Williams Jr.
Yeah, Braylon Rayson got the hip check to go, and that will be a defensive foul. Here comes Rayson on the side. Harris one-on-one against Bolden, gets the footwork, fires the J, misses it. Rebound Anderson. On the other end of the court, Johnson back to Bolden. Bolton basket weave pass. Works out for him. And he's off to the line. So the Windsor Express, they wanted to send these fans home into winning ways, but it is a far cry from what they anticipated and what they desired for here this afternoon. Coming soon to Knockstrom TV, a feature-length film, Ashes of K. It's been a couple of years in the making for this movie, and we will have the screening right here at Walkerville Theater in Windsor on May 19th. The screening will start at 6:30 p.m. The tickets will be coming soon. And if you want to get them on sale at the box office, go to ticketscene.ca. Ashes of K screening at Walkerville Theater on May 19th. Harris fights through the traffic, gets the two.
Very tough shot to work through, of course. Of course, that film you just mentioned, of course, winning a couple different awards at the Universal Film Festival and at the LA Film Festival, so it is critically acclaimed.
Quick pressure right there. The Express got to advance the ball, and they do right in time. Otley Jr. misses a three. Stutz with the rebound from point A to point B. There he is again. And here's Rayson. Watching the clock. Time's a factor for the Express. Stutz goes to work, finds Otley Jr. Loses control of the ball again, gets it whiffed, and the Express get bailed out. He got hit in the head.
Yeah, I don't think you want to be too happy, of course, with the foul being drawn by the side of the head, but you take the trip to the line as you may. And that's going to be Kirk Williams Jr.'s fourth as well with that foul, too, on the side of the head.
So the Windsor Express, once again, finding ways to put more points in, but this time Anthony Otley Jr.'s shot is a no-go. 93-68 is the score. Make that 93-69. Less than 10 minutes now. As Smith has the ball, Otley Jr. will go to work on him. Looking for the okay. Kyle Johnson with the green light, misses the shot, and Stutz with the rebound. Racing down the court is Stutz. Slams it home with the left hand.
Beautiful play going coast to coast. Just had to dribble around. No defenders really trailing him up the floor. Takes advantage of it with the one-handed jam.
Smith, on the other hand, gets the shot to go, and he'll go to the line for the and one. So Ashton Smith getting his glory time here as the London Lightning are in pursuit of picking up a well-deserved, much-needed victory over the Windsor Express. So if there's one thing about history you got to keep in mind of this, the Windsor Express have never lost a regular home game finale in their franchise history as Braylon Rayson knocks down the three.
Yeah, they probably don't want to see that happen, obviously, but they still got 21 points to try and claw back on.
And here's Smith, open three, off the top, Williamson for the rebound. And here's Bolden, no good, Rayson with the rebound. Windsor Express still fighting through because a Rayson goes down in a heap. It'll stay Windsor ball. And Braylon Rayson is going to take this time to relax. I mentioned history of that too. Windsor has never lost a regular season finale home game. But here's one thing too. 6 years ago today, JP, the London Lightning won the league's very first NBL Canada Championship. And that might be inspiration for them this afternoon. Is it fate? Well, we'll let you decide that while we go to a commercial.
When it comes to cash loans, our customers will tell you there's only one choice: Cash Money. It's home of the original 300 for 20, where you can get a $300 cash loan for just $20. And with Cash Money's express approval, if you need more than $300, you can get it in minutes. And if that's not enough, we've got a kangaroo as our mascot. Okay, 300 for 20 is probably enough. So for cash loans for people who really care, come to Cash Money, home of the original 300 for 20.
Cash love my cash money. Hey.
Looking at the road ahead for the Windsor Express. Of course, this is their final home game of the regular season. They're going to play their final 3 games on the road. They'll play in London on Wednesday, and they'll play at the Meridian Center, play against the Niagara River Lions. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be ready for that battle. And then, of course, the KW Titans down at the auditorium is where they will have their regular season finale en route to the playoffs. So the situation is like this for the Express. They could do no worse than third now. That's already been established. But if they are able to get it on a whim and a prayer, they could do as high as second place.
Yeah, but that's going to have to start with coming back 21 points down and then hoping you beat London once again on Wednesday. And then you got to play Niagara and KW on the road, so it's a challenging road and a very slim chance probably, especially with all 3 of those being on the road, and of course a back-to-back in the mix of that, as that's going to be easy for Royce White.
Royce White is just going from point A to point B. Doesn't matter if he's at Budweiser Gardens or at the WFCU Center. He gives it his all every night as Racing misses the J. Stutz try to fly through but can't get it. Royce White once again having an exhibition of himself here today. Finger roll is missed. It'll stay London way.
Try to squeak it through there, of course, with London. When you look at their schedule left, they still got to play the KW Titans one more time. Then they're at home with Windsor, and of course the rescheduled game with the Island Storm. So they still have some pretty challenging games on the schedule. I like to really put a circle in that final game, the final home game for London with the Island Storm, because that should be a doozy of a matchup, Atlantic versus Central.
Well, if there's any indication that they are taking care of business, just look at their Ontario road trip earlier this month, JP. They took care of Windsor, they took care of Niagara, and no doubt about it, they took care of the KW Titans too in the process of that. So when it comes to Ontario road trips, you got to be careful for the Island Storm. DeMondre Harris blocks White's shot on the other hand. And we're back to it. Stutz all by himself to the basket. So no defensive coverage for the London Lightning equals up open opportunities for Logan Stutz to jam it home.
Yeah, good play for Logan Stutz. But now they got to get a good defensive stop here. This is going to be challenging for them.
And Royce White slams it down with the right hand too, with a rebuttal of his own, and Mike Lucier and Royce White will have some choice words to each other. And it looks like the referees are going to say Royce White is the instigator.
Pointing directly at him. This could be a technical. He's wondering what the heck.
More likely.
Might be offsetting fouls if you think about it too, but
yeah,
now you
both
have
of them.
Keith trying to come onto the floor.
Yeah, Shaq Keith's going on the court, and he cannot do that because if he comes off the bench like that, he will be in jeopardy. It will be a technical foul on Royce White. So the Express will get the possession regardless. But once again, I wouldn't be surprised if those fouls do offset, because Lucier and Royce were talking together. So once again, you got to take note of that. And once again, you don't want all that based off a technicality. But my goodness, we haven't seen Mike Lucier on the court for most of the time here this season, JP. But man alive, did he cement his status as the enforcer here today.
Yeah, that's for sure. And really having a decent job off the bench today for the defensive side for sure. And now after that too, you now have Johanny Dallenberg coming in for the first time today. So Royce White, I think, could be done for the day. He had very close to being fouled out for sure, even with the technical now.
Yeah, he's in foul trouble too. He has 5 fouls thanks to that technical foul. So the Express will maintain possession. 99-77 is the score with 7:20 to go in this one. So now things will restore to order. And the Express have the ball. Racing down low. Finds himself easy filling to the basket, kisses it off the glass, and good night. Braylon Rayson, 2 points.
Still got 20 points to overcome, but it just takes a bit of a strong run. You can see right now Windsor's already prepared for what could be a perimeter shot.
And they are. Williamson right inside to the heart of it. Same with Johnson. Up and in. He'll go to the line. Man alive. Kyle Johnson just flying through with ease.
And that's the downfall when you prepare for a perimeter shot, where if you have a smart team, they will see that no one's open in the paint, no one's there in the paint, I should say. Just easily able to just cut inside. Draws the and one with the help defense trying to come in to compensate. And now it's back to 23.
They hit the century mark, 102-79. And Mike Lucier gets the pass and the jam from Braylon Rayson. And keep in mind, Braylon Rayson had no idea where that ball was going to go. So now they reach the 80-point mark. Williamson, the Bolden. Boyd going to work. No, my mistake. That's Johanny D'Alembert right down to the basket. Fires it, no good. And DeMontre Harris taps it. It'll be London ball. That back tap right there was unnecessary. Nobody was ready for that because the Express, they were like eons away for a transition opportunity.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know why. I think it was trying to maybe adjust the shot projections, of course, because with the FIBA rules, you can do it if it bounces off the cylinder. Or maybe that's what he thought was going to happen, but still not a smart play at all to try and tap that out to where no one was, as that one's missed.
Herring misses the shot after he had real estate, and here comes the Express again. Race into Loisel, open three, real estate for him, works out this time. He'll own a piece of that property from the wing.
Yeah, trying to buy a piece of the boardwalk on that one, but still got to make a few of those. They're finally getting some momentum as the fans are getting into this.
Johnson, open three off the front, back tap kept alive by Johnson. Gets his own rebound, fires a three, misses it again. D'Alembert fights for the ball. It'll be Express ball if it's a tie-up, but it won't be.
Yeah, Ollie Jr. trying to chase it down and ends up having a bit of a hip check for that fight for the ball. So he's going to be, I think, the one called for the foul. Yes, he is. Here comes Ryan Anderson.
And it will be Ollie Jr.'s first foul. Ryan Anderson does come back in, so the Lightning have Herring Jr., D'Alembert, Johnson, Bolden. And here's Johnson with the ball. On the right side, gets flustered. Here comes the Express. Otley Jr. on the steal. He has Lucier on him if need be, but he don't need it. He misses it. Rayson on the putback.
Strong putback for Rayson on the trailer.
And a timeout. Keith Vassel's going to call for a timeout because he sees the Windsor Express train just rolling right on the tracks.
When it comes to cash loans, our customers will tell you there's only one choice: Cash Money. It's home of the original 300 for 20, where you can get a $300 cash loan for just $20. And with Cash Money's express approval, if you need more than $300, you can get it in minutes. And if that's not enough, we've got a kangaroo as our mascot. Okay, 300 for 20 is probably enough. So for cash loans for people who really care, come to Cash Money, home of the original 300 for 20.
Cash money, love my cash money.
Windsor Express trying to pull through as they are stuck 16 now here as things are winding down in the fourth quarter. Just about 5 minutes and change to go, 5:04 to be exact. On the previous play, it looked like Otley Jr. had the open shot. Lucier tried to fight through, but it was Braylon Rayson that none of the Lightning paid attention to. He was able to get the putback to go. and that's just step one of the rebuilding process here this afternoon.
Step one of trying to rebuild your chances of winning. It's going to now take step two. Make sure you bring defensive pressure and make sure you don't allow these open shots that you keep letting in. It seems whenever they try and go to the perimeter, they let the paint open. Whenever they try and do the paint, guard the paint, they leave the perimeter open. They got to find a fine balance between the two.
Anderson trying to go through the double team, but can't. Boyd wide open for the three in the face of Harris. No good, gets his own rebound and puts it up and in.
Yeah, once again, that gets to the second point where they guard the perimeter well, and then they leave the open rebound. Look at this though from Rayson.
Rayson from downtown can't get it to fall, and right there, Anderson snatches the board. Herring Jr. over the Bolden. Herring Jr. wants the screen from Boyd. Will he get it? No. He'll get the pass instead. Anderson almost got the pass, but it will go back to the Express with 4:10 remaining.
Yeah, they just need those kind of chances to have a shot to come into this. 4 minutes to go here on this. It's going to be close. It's going to be absolutely close if they find a way to come back into this one if they want to come up top.
Rayson Lucier misses it. Real. And it will go the other way again. So the open opportunities for the Windsor Express, they're getting the shots off, but they have to be more confident in terms of giving and going and shooting if they want to find themselves back into this game. They trailed 18 with under 4 minutes. The pull-up J by Anderson goes, and that's the kind of afternoon that he's been having. The catch-and-shoot mentality has been working out for him as per the case the last number of years.
Now, one of the best players London has, of course, used to play for the Express at one point. It's absolutely torching them.
Loisel misses it from deep. Right on into it, Johnson. So Kyle Johnson adds to 2 more points for the Lightning, and Rayson gets fouled. So the Lightning preparing the close-up shop here at the WFCU Center.
Yeah, it's gotten to the point where on the London Lightning side, Kirk Williams Jr. is already dancing to the music.
He's doing the running man. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, that should shows the confidence London has to hold on to this lead, but don't want to be overconfident if all of a sudden you have Windsor drain 5-6 threes in a row, which we have seen them make that kind of similar performance before against London. So.
Yeah, I'll just say he's doing the running man and nothing else. We don't want to be striked. Lucier fighting through, misses it. Tip and slam, missed by Harris. Here comes the Lightning. Herring Jr. alley-oop to Boyd, slams it down. Throw it down, big man. Julian Boyd was right on cue for that, and now the Lightning are up 24. Here's Rayson. DeMontre Harris slams it down with a rebuttal of his own.
Yep, the battle of the dunks, but here comes the transition.
Bolden all the way to himself and gets the basket to go, and now it's back and forth for both of these squads. But time's running out for the Express.
Yeah,
Lucier.
Yeah, half-court trap there. He had to break through.
Harris again with the slam. Back-to-back jams as DeMontre gives a jam job.
Yep, time for the jam jobs, and now London says, okay, we went a bit too fast. We'll slow it back on down. They only have 2:20 to go until they come out on top of this one.
They're going to try to milk the clock as best as they can as Herring Jr. gets double-teamed. Boyd inside, misses it. Put back no good by Herring Jr. Express ball.
Yep, just couldn't type line the baseline to keep it in. He's going to go to the bench. Bolden as well. As Eric Parker's also coming on in, so this could be the white flag here.
Yeah, this might do it right here. Bill Jones digging right into the bench as things wind down here with 2 minutes remaining. Loisel drives inside, gets it, and he'll go to the line for the and one.
Yeah, they needed this kind of offense a while ago. They needed this offense to start chipping away as much as it did a little bit here and there halfway through the third quarter. Otherwise, I think it'll be a different story. Now it's a little too late. It's now a 19-point lead, of course, for the Lightning.
The Lightning haven't played since last Sunday where they pulled away with the 124-97 victory over the Titans. Now they're showing no rust. As the Express take it away, Loisel all by himself takes it home. 95 points for the Express as they are down 17, 90 seconds remaining in this one. Williams Jr. stolen away by Rayson. Here he comes, he got Lucier and Loisel with him. And the bucket, and the foul. He's off to the line too.
Still a lot of momentum coming together, but this is going to be very close if they have a shot. They needed this burst a few different times over, so who knows? If they can force an absolute meltdown, this could be an absolute big time. Oh my goodness.
And that's a foul on Rayson too. Unfortunately, that's a foul on Rayson. Williams Jr. got the rebound, but Rayson was a little too much aggressive on that end. And therefore, London is off to the line.
Yep, and the bonus here is they're going to go and shoot the 2 free throws.
London Lightning, once again, they're winding down their season. They're going to have 3 more games remaining, same with the Express. But 2 of those 3 will be at home. They'll go to play KW at the auditorium on Tuesday, and then the day afterwards, they're back at home at Budweiser Gardens to play against the Express again, and then they'll wrap things up on Easter Sunday against the Island Storm. That's April 1st to make up for the postponed game in the middle of February. So they're en route of trying to capitalize on the #1 seed in the Central Division as DeMontre Harris goes inside, and the Windsor Express finding their niche, driving through the contact and going to the free throw line more often. This time DeMontre Harris gets 2 more points.
Yeah, if they still make this free throw though, they're still going to be down 14. We have seen them come down from 12 points down to about 1 minute 30 seconds and then win by 6 in regulation before. It's going to need, they needed some kind of miracle at that sense of lines if they want to come up on top.
You said they would reach 96. They're now at 100, so that's surprising for everybody, but not surprising for Ryan Anderson to knock down a 3. 117-100 is the score, under a minute in this one.
That might be the final dagger now. The London Lightning need to put out, but Parker tries to reverse that, my goodness.
And he does. 3 more for Eric Parker. 14-point game, but the Lightning seem poised. Smith wraps around, and Williams Jr. with the ball. And the quick foul. Most of the WFCU center staying put here, imagining a miracle here. But with 32.9 seconds to go, that's a lot to ask.
Yeah, they're going to basically need to make sure that if London has free throws, they miss every single one, which obviously they just made the free throw. And then basically drain every single shot within about 5 seconds of the shot clock. And that still is would still very much push it. So the 30 seconds to go, this could be sealed on up.
The Express en route to a 20-17 record now. DeMontre Harris outside. Here's Parker again, knocks down the 3. So the shot clock is dead now, and the London Lightning will dribble it out. 1 more win for them, they'll win 2 in a row. And the Windsor Express will see their 3-game winning streak come to a close. Johnson misses the 3, rebound by Boyd, and that's the story. It's all over.
And hold on.
And the Windsor Express finish it off, no basket on the call, and the London Lightning prevail. 119-106. They win 2 in a row against the Windsor Express. Strong resurgence from the second half from Windsor, but once again, if you really want to make an impact of this game, you start out at the tip-off, and that's where the London Lightning took care of business.
Yeah, they just absolutely took care of business offensively on all ends on the floor, really defensively, in terms of transition, the triples, the inside. Windsor just didn't really even get things together until the final 3.5, 4 minutes. So I think if they, it could have been a different story if that had started a few minutes sooner, but in the end, though, the Lightning just absolutely struck the Express with a bolt and have burned them to a crisp on the score sheet.
It was a supercell for them. Once again, 119 to 106. We'll come back for the final Knockstrom postgame of the season in a moment.
When it comes to cash loans, our customers will tell you there's only one choice: Cash Money. It's home of the original 300 for 20, where you can get a $300 cash loan for just $20. And with Cash Money's express approval, if you need more than $300, you can get it in minutes. And if that's not enough, we've got a kangaroo as our mascot. Okay, 300 for 20 is probably enough. So for cash loans for people who really care, come to Cash Money, home of the original 300 for 20.
Cash money, love my cash money. Ay.
And that does it. And that does it for the regular season play here at the WFCU Center. It does not go off on a high note for the Windsor Express as the London Lightning take care of business, 119 to 106. A lot of players we got to tip the cap to, JP, as far as London is concerned. Ryan Anderson, for one, he really came out like gangbusters in the second half. We've seen Ashton Smith score a couple of buckets, but it's just basically the nucleus of this whole win was the front court of the London Lightning.
Yeah, that is for sure, because you had guys, of course, like Royce White put up 18 points, 9 rebounds, for example. You had Ryan Anderson off the bench, mind you, score 24 points up for that slot. In fact, I want to make this point too. Every single starter scored double-digit points for London tonight. And those were especially the guys up in that front court, including Mo Bolden, 16. Including, of course, I mentioned Royce White. Just an absolutely very strong performance from a lot of players today from London, especially for that front court to just absolutely dominate today.
Windsor Express, they played a strong second half, but they did not play the full 48.
Yes, they definitely didn't play the full 48 because they played well after falling to scoring just 9 points in about 9.5 minutes in the first quarter, closed it up to 4, and then they went back to playing in the park, it seemed. So they just absolutely struggled on the offensive side, shooting every single thing. When you look at it, it just was an absolute struggle. They didn't really wake up again until the final 4.5 minutes at the most. So if they did that sooner, we'd be talking about a different story, but instead they just absolutely completely fell flat for the second quarter, stayed about even with London for the third, and then finally woke up late in this fourth.
Well, you know for sure the Windsor Express are expecting to produce a big statement come Wednesday night, but once again, this does it for them in their home court. They play their final 3 games on the road, London first, Niagara second, and then KW third, and you even circled a couple of games on the calendar too. That could be mission statement games right there. So looking at it down the line, we got to tip our hats to a couple of players here today. I mean, I'm impressed at Mike Lucier. His performance, just to stand down and play that full-on center position the way he did, my goodness, a lot of expectations for him, and I expect more minutes from him down the playoff stretch.
Yeah, potentially for sure. He had 5 points along with 2 rebounds and 2 assists in his time Also had 2 personal fouls, just as a side note. But he had a very strong performance for somebody we have not seen much of for much of the season off the bench. So good to have him involved. Of course, the leading scorer today, Kevin Loisel. We talked about him being one of the guys, basically the guy dialed in for the first half and much of the rest of the game. 25 points was the leading scorer for the team, and the only person who really got a rhythm in terms of shooting, because there's a lot of 1 for 7s, 1 for 4s, 2 for 3s, 0 for 7 for Omar Strong, for the love of goodness sakes. So Kevin Loisel was one of the people who really just kept them in it, along with Sefton Barrett, when Sefton Barrett started to really heat up with his 11 points.
Yeah, it was quite strange to see Omar Strong a little bit off his game today, and that's where the Express needed him the most, because they were ice cold from beyond the arc, especially in the first quarter. But when you look at it, like I said, Kevin Loisel's the guy that could do it. He did it a few games ago, especially against Niagara one time, and I think against the Titans too. But once again, it goes to show how much veteran presence means to the Windsor Express squad, and the rest of the newcomers really got to follow suit, because their time is running out here in the regular season.
Yeah, the time's running out in the regular season. You want to establish yourself with some momentum coming into the postseason. You don't want to be falling backwards into the postseason. So I think for both of these sides, it's going to be interesting to see what they do for the final few games. Windsor, they, I think, need to at least to have some decent momentum. I hope to see them at least win 2 of the last 3. Their next game against London is going to be an absolute challenging one once again. That has the chance for London to tie up the season series, take away that one advantage if they end up having a matchup in the playoffs. So there's that. Of course, London, of course, circled the game with the Island Storm, which is going to be also an exciting one for their final home game in an Atlantic versus Central Division matchup where the Island Storm were very successful in their last trip down here. So a lot that can happen there in the last week and a half of the regular season.
And keep in mind, conditioning is the #1 key, because if you look at it, JP, they got to play in KW on Tuesday, and then they have to go back to Budweiser Gardens to play against Windsor on Wednesday. So hopefully the conditioning is there as per the case here today, because they had 7 days to rest.
Yeah, here's the thing, too. After this, Windsor only has a couple days to rest themselves, when you think about it, too. Then they got the back-to-back with Niagara, and then they play Kitchener-Waterloo one last time on the 31st. So you have a stretch for them, too, where you have to pay attention to conditioning with their three games in 4 days to end off the regular season. So that's something I think you got to look at as well.
You cannot wait for the final week of the NBL Canada season. Final thoughts on camera as we wrap up the regular season here at the WFCU Center.
It's been a very interesting season, to say the very least, this year for the Express. They, of course, at the beginning of the year, if you told me that they would be looking as strong as they are heading into the postseason, I don't know what I would really tell you. But they really got it back together to what they needed to do for February. So this is going to be an interesting time for the playoffs this season, to see what the Express can do here back at the WFCU Center in the next couple of weeks. And it's also been a good honor to work with you once again this season here in the broadcast booth.
Job well done, man. You know, it was a little bit hard for us to adjust to the play-by-play and color commentary crew this year, but I think we did a heck of a job. And you know what? On we go to the postseason. It's not done. Oh, it's not done yet.
Well, I will say this. When I first started off here with Knoxville Digital Media, one of the main goals I had was to eventually get to this rule to do play-by-play for these kind of broadcasts. So this year, having the chance to do that and establish myself within the league landscape, not to sound too personal with this, is a dream come true to me, to be able to have these opportunities to call games, especially this season. So grateful for the opportunities that have come from this season from the NBLC.
Well, get ready for the second season, the playoffs, because we're back here in a couple of weeks. All right, folks, Knoxville TV is going off the air for Windsor for just a little bit, but we'll be back on the air. Well, Knoxville TV will be back on the air, rather, Wednesday night down at Budweiser Gardens. Tune in for that. The 401 rivalry will conclude for now. London Lightning will play host to the Windsor Express. Tip-off at 7 p.m. for sure. Tune in. Brendan Jameson and Chris Croucher will be on the call, and we'll see you folks for the pre-show, halftime, and post-game show on Facebook Live. So we will be in London on Wednesday night, but tune in on Knoxville TV, and we thank all of you for watching, and we hope to have the pleasure of your company down here in Windsor come playoff time. It's going to be a doozy. So playoff positions are at the stake here for both of these clubs. Will Windsor play in third place or in second place, or will the London Lightning capitalize as the cream of the crop?
Well, you do know the second seed chance basically went out the window today, so it's going to be third seed. It's going to be who they play, who is going to be the second seed. Will it be St. John's or will it be London, with London, of course, securing themselves up into the first spot for at least the time being, with currently a one-game advantage on the schedule for the rest of the way.
Well, you know it's going to be flip-flop for those two teams as this season comes down to the wire, so can't wait to see what transpires from this. But as for us, that's the story right here. We thank all of you for watching once again, and we'll see you down the road for round 1 of the NBL Canada playoffs, and we hope to have the pleasure of your company too. Once again, final score, London 119, the Express 106. They finish off their home regular season on a downward note, but they got 3 more games to go. We'll see how that unfolds. We'll see you down in London on Wednesday. This has been a presentation of Knoxstrom Digital Media, producing the media excellence in Southern Ontario. Till next time, for JP, Justin Prince, this is Aaron Sanders saying thank you for watching. We'll see you in the playoffs, and so long from the Rose City.